My name is Bonnie W.K. and in 1988 I had an experience where I went to the other side of life, but I didn't have to die to get there. I went to experience what the other side was like and to bring back the information. When people die and have a near-death experience, they only see their experience. They only see where they went to the other side and came back. They went through a tunnel frequently. They don't have to. They don't even have to remember that part. They can have negative or bad experiences or positive ones. It's all dependent upon who they are at the time. But I went and watched other people. As a matter of fact, I specifically watched 2 other people leave this level of existence, this earthly level of existence. I'll talk more about that in a moment. I watched them leave here and go to the other side and stay there. I watched them go through the tunnel. I watched them leave this existence as a spiritual being, enter the tunnel, and come out on the other side where there were people who loved them. I saw that twice. 2 separate incidents. It is not the figment of an imagination or a brain that is deprived of oxygen. It is a real event. It is scheduled. It is participated in. It is a good thing. It's life and it's love. I want to give you a quick overview of what I saw. When I went to this level that I went to, one of the things that I was met and greeted by my grandmother, and she is the one who took me to these different places. And I choose to use a series of plates. These are called standards, so they go under a plate, but they illustrate perfectly. I'm using the red one because it is as a designate for the earth level, the earth plane. It is perfect because the red, this level of existence actually includes positive and negative. This is the only level of existence that I went to that does that. I went to this level on earth. I went to a level lower than this, which I have chosen to paint black, because it is a dark level. It is where negative occurs. It's the lighter layer of negative. It's where people go when they are addicted to things, when they let things control them instead of them being in control. It is where people who hurt themselves go. It was not a pleasant place to be. And I went to a level lower than that, which is also dark, and it is where people are trying to hurt themselves and others in terrible ways. And I was told not to move from where I was. I didn't, because we're not allowed to alter anything on these other levels. I went there having a body here. That was why I wasn't allowed to move, because I wasn't allowed to change anything or influence anything on those levels. These 2 levels below the earth level, this is where a lot of people would call it hell. This is where I choose to look at it as a lower degree of heaven. It's lower, it's negative, it is degrees of negative. There are still some positive associated with this, but it's basically degrees of negative. When I was on the level that I went to in that little town that I went to, that you'll have to read the book to find out about, but that level is a physical level of being. It's higher in vibrational rate than this level, which is earth, our earthly level. This level has a much higher frequency. It's like, get your hands on a copy of Star Trek episode called Wink of an Eye, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This level exists physically. You can reach out and touch things and move them. These two levels are the only two levels that have physical being. Then at that point, my grandmother, from the lowest level, my grandmother took me up about a dozen levels to the highest level. Now, there are spiritual levels between that gold level and this highest level here, which is the highest level I was able to go to, still having a body that was here alive. This gold level is physical. This red level is physical. All of these other levels are not physical, but they are all degrees of heaven. If you are a positive, happy, good person, when you leave this planet, you will probably go somewhere from the earth level up so far as your vibrational rate goes. And that is how your heaven is determined. It's who you are, how you vibrate, how the cells in your body, in your spirit, vibrate from what you've done here. This is like the biggest thing. If you've hurt people, if you've been a bad person, then do as much as you can to straighten these things out, because trust me, you're going to not like the level that you go to. You're going knowingly, you will desire to go higher. Let's put it that way. All of these levels are, and I use these plates as an example. This is not how it works. It's just, in frequent cases, there are no words to describe what I'm talking about. It's just such magnificence, and it's difficult, but it's beautiful at the same time. So please understand, these are levels that I saw and that I visited. They exist. You have people who will die, who will leave this level of existence, which is the earth plane, and they will go anywhere in here. The next video that I do, I will tell you about the tunnel and the light and how it works. But this is where things go and where things are. It's the best thing. It's just a good thing. On this top layer that I went to, that I visited, there were magnificent beings there that were watching me as I arrived. They were already looking at me. It wasn't like they turned their heads and looked at me. They were already anticipating that I was coming. And at that level, I learned where justice was. I learned how the universe was created. I learned how heaven works. I learned that there is total justice. Everything is good. Nothing is to be afraid of. We are totally and completely loved, and not only that, but because we are here, we are very powerful people. So, hopefully you'll come back and we'll continue. Have a great day.